Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of the Single Dad's Cookbook. Today we're going to be making one pot chicken and rice. So for this I've got 4 chicken thighs. Now slightly different to the chicken thighs I normally use. These ones are skin on, bone in, and the reason for that is the cooking method. We're going to want them to hold their shape throughout the whole process. So what we're going to do now is give these guys a little rub. So first things we're going to put in is you want 2 dessert spoons of smoked paprika. Okay, you want to get that in, and it's 2. You can see I struggle a little bit with that, but that's the joys of cooking, ladies and gentlemen. So then we're going to add in some ground coriander, some turmeric, salt and pepper, and then I'm going to, in this instance, I'm adding in some Gara Masala. Now that is completely optional, and the reason I'm adding it in is I wanted the rice to be, and I use the term very loosely, almost like a biryani type thing. So at the end, you can either keep the chicken thighs whole, or what you could do, take them out, strip them, and mix it through the rice, which would be a beautiful biryani-esque type of dish. But you can see there, I only used a tiny little bit, probably a quarter of a dessert spoon of the garam masala. While I'm putting in the rest of these ingredients, and I will list the rub in the ingredients below, I want to take this opportunity to say thanks very much for all the likes, the comments, the things that you guys want to see me cook as well, that I may not have in my repertoire, but I'm willing to give things a go and test them out for us, because that's what this journey is about. It's about just going, how can we make these beautiful meals as easy as possible and as cheap as possible. So what you want to do there, you want to get them a good mixing, get them good rub all over them, and then set them to the side and let them marinate. So after that, I've done that, you see the beautiful colour that they've taken. You want to get the skin side down in a hot pan. I've just put a couple of tablespoons, teaspoons, dessert spoons, whatever it is, a couple of glugs, normally a couple of dessert spoons of olive oil in the pan, skin side down, and we're going to cook them through. Now for the rice, I've got here some washed Basmati rice, just to try and take any excess starch out the way. See there, the water's still coming through. I've got onion, mushrooms, which again are optional, a couple of spring onions or scallions depending on where you are, garlic and ginger. So all I'm going to do here is cut the onion into small sections. At this point, guys, if you are, or you have a family who are quite fussy about vegetables, and they love the vegetables because you've cut them fine or you've hidden them in the dish, the key to onions is try and cut them as small as you can, because they will go translucent the longer you cook them, and if you start them off small, they will go through it. So you can see there, I've cut some of them small, some of them are big. Now here's the chicken, that was cooking, so I flipped it over. I cooked maybe 2-3 minutes on each side, and you can see there, skin side down until it got crispy. Absolutely beautiful. And the key to this now is in the bottom of that pan, all those gnarly bits, I wasn't messing around with the chicken. They were just placed down, and after a few minutes they were turned over. All that gnarly bits in the bottom of that pan is flavour, and we're going to come back to that. So we've cut the onion, we're going to cut the garlic into thin slices, and then we're going to thinly slice the ginger as well. While I'm cutting all that up, I want to take this opportunity just to say, guys, this journey so far has been brilliant. And I really mean the comments from all over the world. I do read them. We've got people commenting from Australia to America, and everywhere in between, and it is brilliant. And what we want to try and do is just bring us all together, because I want to make sure that everybody is staying safe out there. So what I've done is I've created a Twitter and a Instagram page. Now on there, we try to bring the community together, and just, if you want, go on it. If you don't. It is completely up to you. So we've got the ginger there. What I've done is I have just thinly sliced it, and then julienned it, and then cubed it. So just to show you on this little section left, and that's probably, again, maybe a dessert spoon and a half of ginger, but just thinly sliced and then thinly sliced. That's it. Again, you could use the grater if you've got a microplane, get that in there, and make it disappear. But I've got these tiny little parts of it. With the mushroom, we're just going to slice them. And again, like I said, this is optional. It's just to get another veg into the dish. So we've got a pile of mushrooms there. Now we're going to get back to the pan. So we've got the pan back on. It's brought up to temperature so that the oil hasn't been sitting. It's a constant. And we're going to put the onions and the garlic in first. Then we're going to give that all a mix and lift all that beautiful flavour off the bottom of the pan. And guys, when I say at this stage, the smell in the kitchen was absolutely fantastic. It was incredible. I wish I could have bottled it and sold it, but it was that good. Okay, so after a few minutes, you've let the garlic and the onions cook and soften. You're adding in your ginger. Again, ginger, optional. It's just an extra little flavouring, and it hits you in the background that just lifts the dish. So we've got that. So we're going to cook that through. Give it a few minutes just until everything starts to soften. Then once we've done that, and you can see the bottom of the pan there, it's all lifted off, all that flavouring. I'm adding in some mushrooms, and we're going to give them a mix, and we're just going to get them coated in the same flavouring all the way through it. Then once you've done that and you let them soften and colour up a little bit, you can see there, everything's starting to come together. A couple of bits of garlic that escaped. We're going to add in the rice. Now we're going to toast this rice. And the reason we're going to toast it, now at this stage, you do not, I spotted the garlic there, look, throw that back in. While you're toasting the rice, don't walk away from it. The last thing you want to be doing is it catching on the bottom of your pan. It'll burn, and that burnt flavour will go through your whole dish. So after a few minutes, you've not left it, you kept stirring it, you're just toasting it beautifully, you want to add in your stock. So I'm using chicken stock. Now, the rule of thumb that I use is quite simple. For every 1 of rice, you use 1.5 of liquid. So if you use 2 cups of rice, you use 1.5 times that amount of liquid. Easy as that. Then you've got your dessert spoon of the same seasonings that you put onto the chicken. That just to bind the flavours. So you've got that through there. Then you want to put back in your chicken. This time you're putting it flesh side down. So the skin that you've crisped up, or you've flavoured it all up, goes to the top. Then you're going to pop any juices into the pan as well. You don't want to miss any of that. That's just all pure flavour. Then you want to put the lid on, and you want to forget about it until the rice is cooked. Now the rice will take as long as it says on the pack. So whatever it says, that's what you want to cook it to. Now, shouldn't have really done this, but near the end of the cooking process, took the lid off just to show you. what it looks like. So you can see there, after 10-15 minutes, it's starting to become fluffy, it's starting to separate. You want to give it a good old taste, see what that is, how is the flavouring. Then you want to put the lid on it, and you want to set it to the side for a couple of minutes. Now here we go, it's cooled down a little bit, it's still red hot. You can see there the rice is all started to separate. I've given it a bit of a fluff through. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to add in some sliced scallions. You see the chicken cooked, the rice is perfect. Now at this stage, like I mentioned earlier, you could just serve it with a chicken thigh and some rice, or you could take the thighs out and you could shred them and put them back in that rice. Whatever you want to do, this is the perfect time to do it. Guys, this was unbelievable. The smells in the kitchen were fantastic. The taste was even better. And I hope you try this at home. From my family to yours, guys, I hope you are all staying safe out there. I hope you're all looking after each other. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, Single Dad out.